I have been watching the skies since I was a very young girl. I grew up in northern British Columbia, and I saw some pretty cool things in the skies. Two that stand out uh, in my memory, and one was, and there seemed to be a communication component to these as well. And one day I was sitting in my bedroom, and all of a sudden I got this strong urge to go and look out my window. And there I looked up into the sky, and there over the trailer was a huge blob of orange. It looked like plasma, um, morphing and moving like an amoeba over our house. And so that was pretty cool. And I didn't know what to make of that. And, kids, they just kind of let things go. And another time I was about 15, and we were living on a sheep ranch. And there were no other farms around. Well, there were, but they were far enough back. And there were no yard lights nearby or anything. And I was playing outside with my friends and my sisters, and they all went inside, and something told me, there's the communication thing again, something told me to stay out and watch the skies. So I did. And presently I saw this big bright light hovering over the forest, and the communication thing was there again, in that I knew what was going to happen next every step of the way. So this bright light dropped a probe into the forest or behind the forest. It was hard to tell how far away this was, this craft, and I knew that it would come back up and join the main light, and it did. And then after it was all done, whatever it was doing, besides communicating with me, when it was all done, it did kind of a little maneuver. And I think it was to show me that it was not your typical plane or helicopter. And we didn't have, you know, uh, flying toys and things back then. Like, this was in the middle of nowhere. And so it went up, and then it went over, and then it went up, and then it went over, and then it was gone at an impossible speed. It was quite spectacular. And then you grow up and you have your family and you run a business and whatever, and you kind of forget about all this. But every now and then I would think about it, and then I would think, why me? Why did these things happen to me and not anyone else that I knew? Why did it wait till my sisters and my friends had gone inside to show itself to me? And what did it mean? And, but I never really knew why. And until one day, oh gosh, 2 years ago maybe, I saw the Dr. Greer's movie about Unacknowledged. And all of a sudden, it was like all the pieces of my life just kind of fell into place. And all of a sudden, I knew that's why. That this is why. Um, this is what I want to commit the rest of my life to. So I went on a couple of expeditions with Dr. Greer and a couple of teams, and learned the basic CE-5 and then advanced training, and met some wonderful people, and went back to Nanaimo, where I was living at the time, and started a group there. And it's such a wonderful little group. And then I moved back to Calgary and joined CE-5 group in Calgary, which is also a wonderful group. And during during my CE-5 expeditions with Dr. Greer and here, I've seen a lot of really cool things. So I have seen everything from flash bulbs, flashes of light, to alleged uh, meteors, which at Mount Shasta we thought we were having this unpredicted meteor shower, and it turned out all the meteors were going to and from the mountain, and we didn't realize till the end that all these alleged meteors were going to and from the mountain. Orange orbs in the sky, orange or blue or yellow or different things kind of moving through the sky. What else? My very first CE-5 was with Terry Tabando's group in Vancouver, and we sat out there all night, and it was very cold, and thought we weren't going to see anything. And we were just packing up our chairs and thinking about going home, and all of a sudden 2 brilliant lights started coming from one horizon to the other in tandem, side by side, very bright, very big. And we were all just kind of watching this, and Terry shone the laser just kind of say hello, and one of them flashed at us. And we were just, I was elated, my very first CE-5. I have seen red sparkles in the forest where I think some beings were. I have seen cloaked and semi-cloaked monstrous crafts of some kind over the group. I have heard footsteps of beings walking around us while we were in group, even though there was nobody. Everybody was in their chairs and there was nobody there that we could see. I have occasionally seen beings standing in the room or in the field or whatever, but I'm not as in tune with seeing them yet as much as some of my friends are. What else? I guess that's enough.